these years?
You know, like the saying, I've experienced this many times. I did this analysis in 2007 and 8. I went to Congress and everybody said, they asked me the same question, but we had the problem. Same thing happened in Europe. So there's a supply demand. There's a saying, you know, that everything goes slowly until it happens all at once. When the problem happens, you know, these things happen like that.
Now, one of your earlier books, you wrote that when you have the only reserve currency in the world, you tend to borrow a lot of money. You pointed out the Dutch did this with the Gilder, the British did it with the pound, now we're doing it with the dollar. Is it a problem that you tend to not realize that you can't borrow forever? And so do you worry that because we have the only reserve currency, we eventually will borrow so much that we won't be the only reserve currency in the future because people won't want dollars? Do you worry about that?
Yes.
What are you going to do about it?
Talk about it.
Okay. All right. So today, let's give people some feeling that's optimism. We don't want people to leave here depressed. So what can you say good about the economy or something good about our economic system? There must be something.
Well, first of all, I might be wrong.
Okay. Well, that's a possibility,
okay,
but that's a 1% chance. So.
That's a possibility. And that there's the ability, first of all, to deal with the problem. As I say, if you worry, you don't have to worry, and if you worry, and if you don't worry, you need to worry. If we can have enough worry, there's still opportunities to deal with this. And then as an individual, you can diversify, you can do certain things to protect yourself against it.
Okay, here's a question. As a 24-year-old, what is it that I can do financially by 30 to ensure that I set myself and my family for future success?
You know, being in that position, I remember I would ask myself, how long can I live if I don't bring in any money? Yeah. You know, do I have a savings that was going to allow me to live? Is it months, weeks, months, years, and so on? To be able to think in that way in terms of creating that kind of savings so that you have that financial independence, and also save into things that that are improve your life and improve your lively, like buying your apartment. Like buying your apartment or your environment, if you can diversify, of course, that's good too. But being able to have that forced savings. I know when I first had my house and so on, I would think about what the improvements, and I would have the forced savings along those lines. So trying to not waste money. I give my grandchildren a gold coin every year. And I said the gold coin every Christmas and every birthday, they get a gold coin. And then they see
no toys, not just a gold coin.
What?
No toys, just a gold coin.
They get toys, okay. And then they get the gold coin, and then they compare where are the toys a few years later, and where's the gold coin, and the deal is that accumulates over a period of time. All I'm saying is that I think that savings is a very important thing, and knowing how to then take that saving and have a lower risk, such inflation index bonds, or a diversified portfolio are the fundamental things that I would encourage that person to do.
So I mentioned you grew up in Long Island, so you're an American citizen, but you spend a fair amount of time traveling the world, and now you spend some time in the Middle East and sometimes in the Far East living there. What do people in the Far East think about what we're doing in the United States, and what do people in the Middle East think about what we're doing in the United States financially?
All over the world, and including in China and other places, the United States has been a place of great admiration, and because it's a place that the best in the world will come, and everybody can be a citizen, everybody can be welcome, so you can bring the best talent, rule of law, a capitalist system, and so on. But I would say all around the world, they're concerned about these things now. So greater and greater concern is the general theme.
Now, if somebody is watching, they say, I want to be the next Ray Dalio who builds a gigantic hedge fund, does well financially, well respected.